What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Father Son Fantasy Football Podcast. My name is Paul.
My name is Justin, and if you guys are new, this is our second episode out of the three we do per week, and we are doing the week in review, trade targets, and whatnot. What's going on, Dad? How you doing today so far?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Not doing
I'm
good,
I'm
Dad.
I'm doing really good because I crushed you again in all your bets from last Friday. I mean,
Why?
you
Go
let's
ahead.
go over them real
Let's do
quick.
my,
Let's
let's yeah,
let's
go for
let's
it.
go over them real quick. You said Mahomes would have a better fantasy day than Winston. That's about a wash. I mean, both guys
No,
did
because
about
I
the
got it
same,
wrong.
depending on what
Winston
league
did
you look
better.
at.
No, we're talking about standard format in a subscriber league, so therefore you beat me. If you had bonus points for one touchdowns, I beat you, but that didn't happen. So
Okay,
you
so
beat me
that's
there. That's
all right.
one.
That's 1-1 for me. Um, In our main league, you said you would outscore me even though we're not playing each other. You said I got lucky the last time I beat you. So if we took your score of 178, put it up against my team of 196. So who won that? I did again, of course. What do you got to say about that?
Next.
Nothing. You took Julio Jones and you gave me the field. That was anytime you give me the field, I'm taking that bet.
Well, hey, you gotta give me some cojones
I
props.
mean,
Do I get that? Like the
Julio's having a fantastic year. He's just not getting the touchdowns. He had 10 catches for 143 yards, which is a great fantasy day. But once again, he's got no touchdowns on the season. So Albert Wilson was the number one wide receiver, but there was 5 or 6 of them that beat Julio. So you lost that bet. And the biggest bet you lost, you took Cameron Brate over my boy Jimmy Graham. What is wrong with you? Brate had one touchdown, one catch for 15 yards. Jimmy Graham, unfortunately, had no touchdowns again, but he had 5 catches for 104 yards. So if you do the fantasy numbers, that's about 19.5 to about 8.5. So you lost that. I'm just throwing this paper in here. You lost every bet.
It's not going good for me as the last
No,
3 weeks in general,
it's
dude.
it's
Like
not.
my teams are losing, my processes are not becoming true, and meanwhile, on the opposite side of the spectrum is you just going off, scoring
Yep.
275 points in our one league. We get
I
bonus
should
points
have
for long
I
touchdowns,
should have put
but
that
like
team in DraftKings. Oh my
a good
goodness.
week, and for people who don't know, it's been this scoring. A good week is anything over like 190. It's rare to see someone hit 220. 220 is really good. My dad went out for 275, having Winston, Gurley, Devontae Adams, Marquise Goodwin, Howard Boyd, and the Seahawks defense who pulled 36 points out of nowhere. So
My.
I'll give you a
275
congrats.
points.
I'll give you a congrats.
Thank you.
Too bad
That,
that doesn't
that's all I
carry
want to
over.
hear from you. It
Too
doesn't
bad it
matter.
doesn't
It's
carry
still a
over.
win. In the home
I got you
league,
with the placing.
I'm right up in the middle, and unfortunately, you're in last place.
Unfortunately, yeah,
I
I'm
can't
in
even.
last place, guys. It happens. It happens to the best of us.
But in the
Um,
subscriber league, I'm in last place, which I can't believe that. I sat Goodwin, and I don't even want to talk about it. Talk about that on Friday.
Not good, but you said something about you. I mean, that lineup in DraftKings would have definitely won you money, and the way to win money in DraftKings is by going over to the quantedge.com, sponsor of today's show. So if you're tired of getting crushed by the pros, DFS players, sports bettors, listen up. The quantedge.com has the tools you need to play like a pro. They have a lineup optimizer, injury tool, wide receiver cornerback matchups, head-to-head tool. You're going to be armed with everything you need to win. You can make up to 150 lineups in seconds. You can see matchups to exploit, compare players to help you make the right decision you're on the fence about over at thequantedge.com. You also get exclusive access to industry experts, articles, podcasts, and the TQE community by participating in their premium membership chat, which is live Thursday nights, Saturdays, any day, any time of the day. They're there to talk to you, so it's great. So we here at Father Son Fantasy Football have a special deal for our loyal listeners. You can use promo code FSFF to get $10 off your first month. So go over to quantedge.com and sign up today. And let's get into this review, Dale. Let's get into these reviews.
Let me just talk to you about this one
Oh,
time. The 275 points in the home league, that'll probably never happen again. So Winston had 45, Gurley 42, Drake had 9, Adams had 39, Boyd had 25, Reed had 8, Fitzgerald had 8, Goodwin had 42, Godwin had 17, Seahawks defense had 36. I sat Collins, who had 17, Tyrell Williams, who had 34. Vance McDonald had 14. I mean, just overall, that team, it'll never do that again. That's unbelievable. All them points, 275 plus all the points on the bench. Oh, my goodness.
yeah,
That's unreal. I can't even explain that. It's just a great week for fantasy in that league.
for you, not for me, not for me at all. So Yeah, props my dad just going off. Wow.
And the fact that 3 weeks in a row you're losing to me. Almost all our bets you're losing every week, the last three. So
It's not
that's
going good,
beautiful.
Dad.
I love
It's
talking about
not.
stuff like that.
He
That's
does.
fantastic.
Dude, it's not good for me. I understand.
and
It
you're
sucks.
and you're taking it good, so I give you that. Okay, let's move on.
My dad in the camera is just like, it's just so happy right now.
Just
I don't think
fist
I've ever seen you.
bumping you,
I don't
baby.
think I've ever seen you this happy before. First game we're getting into the last night. Aaron Rodgers, what a comeback! We're recording this on Tuesday night, so it's Green Bay at San Fran at Green Bay. Wow,
I mean, the
Aaron
Packers were favored
Rodgers.
by 10. The Niners got
No,
off to that long touchdown to good win, and it was going to be a close game. You can tell right from there.
no Randall Cobb, no Geronimo Allison, so I knew Devontae Adams was gonna get heavily targeted, and boy did he! He played 89% of snaps, but this dude just went on a tear. He had 10 catches for 132 yards, 2 touchdowns on
Mm,
16 targets. No
wow.
one else on the team had over 10 targets.
No.
That's insane. This dude is a guy who you're plugging in your lineup every single week, and even with, I actually try to field offers out for him right now. Why not? I don't think his value's ever gonna get higher than it is right now. And when Calvin Allison comes back, he's gonna get
And
less targets. But I would not
j-
sell cheap. I'd sell high.
just to remind you, I loved him from the start, and you
We
made a
have
lot
bets
of
about
bets.
him
You
and
made a
Michael
lot of
Thomas and
bets
AJ
against
Green, and
Devontae Adams. So
I had bets with Adams, Green, and Thomas, and right now I can't win anything. I don't think
nope.
I'm winning one bet right now. I think the only one I'm winning right now is Mahomes over Rivers. Right? Like Rivers is also doing well.
Yep.
All my
Another
tight
good
end
game.
bets.
Another decent game for Jimmy Graham too. Five
Go
catches for
ahead.
104 yards. No touchdowns, unfortunately, but still a decent game from him. He's lacking in it. He's got one touchdown all season. I'm very disappointed about that, but he's still a top 10 tight end. Might even be higher. I'm gonna have to check, but I mean he's
Definitely
doing
more top
okay.
10. How many touchdowns does Jimmy Graham have?
One. I just said one. So
One.
that might be the only bet you're winning right now.
Okay. Marquez Valdez-Scantling looked good again. Over 100 yards. Other side of the ball, Marquise Goodwin surprisingly just went
Hmm.
off. He had 4 catches, which is not good, on 5 targets for 126 yards and 2 touchdowns. I'm trading him. If I have him in any league, I don't want to deal with him. One
I'm
week
not
goes off.
trading.
Why not? Why are you not trading Marquise Goodwin?
No one's
You
gonna
had
give
four
me anything for
catches
him.
for 126 yards. You can probably get a decent wide receiver to buy low target right now. Corey Davis you could possibly get, but I have him, so you're not gonna get him from me. You
I'll
could
take
probably
my chances
package.
with Goodwin.
Well, you're not trading when I say sell high. I'm not trying to do like a 1-for-1. I'm trying to package your sell high with someone else to get someone better.
I
That's what I
understand.
try doing. That's
I
what I mean.
understand.
And Matt Breida didn't look
Yeah.
like
What
he's gonna
about
play all
this?
week, and then comes in and gets
Everyone said Alfred Morris was going to be the starter. He got 0 points.
yeah. What
They
one
didn't
snap? I think he
even
had one
use
snap.
him.
One
He got
snap he had. I think
0 points.
Breida had 4.4 yards per carry, 14 rushes for 61 yards,
I
no
started him in the main
catches.
league, and I still won with a big fat zero.
Yeah, Kittle had 4 for 30. Other than that, not much to see from this game. Other than Aaron Rodgers, what a guy, great quarterback. Well, let's move
Yep.
backwards. That Carolina Washington. What do you guys say about this game? So, Washington was a stunner.
Yes, Washington was a star. They
Norman
came
intercepts
right out the
Newton.
gun.
Yeah, nothing from McCaffrey. 8 rushes. They didn't get him much work in the pass. Well, they got, 8 targets, 7 catches in the passing game. That's what we expect from McCaffrey. There's no limit on Greg Olson. It looks like so far. They're
The
not
big
signing
shocker to
him away.
me, was once again in the beginning of the season. I was happy to see Reed be healthy, but he's not getting a touchdown. He seems to be touchdown dependent, and Vernon Davis outplayed him this week.
Really, yeah, it's definitely strange.
So
I'm
it's hard
definitely
to believe that. I mean, all the talent that he's gotten, he's touchdown dependent right now.
yeah. Tight end's a really crappy position this year so far, and it's not looking good.
No,
Nothing else I really want to say about the Redskins. Smith looked like the old Smith a little bit, so that's good to see from him. Nothing from Chris Thompson, really. Nothing from Adrian Peterson. Peterson had a decent game, but I'm not too hyped about that. 97 yards. It was a
no,
positive game script. It was one of those games, and then
yep.
nothing, no rushing yards at all for Chris Thompson. Chris Thompson didn't even have a catch.
No,
He
I
didn't
know,
play.
and
I
it's
forgot he was
crazy.
inactive. He was inactive. That's what happened. I'm really
Right.
stupid. He was inactive. I was hoping for a Bibbs game, but they made Pearson play, who had a separated shoulder last week. I was surprised by that. And not much going on from both sides of the receiving game, though. Paul Richardson finally caught a touchdown, but nothing, no stat lines, like you said, pop out. Vernon Davis. Other side of the ball, DJ Moore had 4 for 59 on 5 targets. Bunches had 5 catches on 8 targets and a touchdown.
Yep.
No, I'm not
Nothing.
really seeing much from that game. Next
No.
game, Seattle, Oakland. Oakland sucks. Oakland just as bad as the
This is
Bills,
the
I think.
first game in London.
First game, it was in London, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
I,
Carr's just a fantasy afterthought. That's all he is. He's not doing nothing.
I'm playing my defenses against the Raiders or against the Bills. They both allow so many sacks. Like Seahawks,
Yeah.
Russell Wilson 3 touchdowns. He looked good. Baldwin looks to get back in the game. David Moore, I like him. I had him in some DraftKings lineups. He got a touchdown. I wish he had more, but they didn't really need to throw the ball more because the
No.
Raiders are that bad. And Tyler
You
Lockett
know,
didn't really have much.
back to the Raiders side for a minute. All them wide receivers. I mean, Cooper probably suffered a concussion, right? And the rest of them combined for 4 receptions for 16 yards. That's terrible.
Yeah,
And Marshawn Lynch was
Jalen
talking
Richard,
about revenge game. He did nothing.
he got injured too, I think.
Yeah.
It's day to day with that. But I do know that yesterday Nate said a great pickup was Jalen Richard, and I still stand by that. This dude had 7 catches for 48 yards. Looks to be the best receiver in this game on their team. They're still shopping Amari Cooper for a first-round pick. I think Dallas, they got to jump on that. If a wide receiver one's ever available, you have to jump on that. You can't not sit like this guy with the right offense. There are rumors about him going to the Chargers. How would you like to see your boy Philip Rivers throwing to Keenan Allen and Amari Cooper?
I don't know. They got so many targets over there. Philip Rivers is having a fantastic game.
I'm saying you think I'll make him the same?
A fantastic year. No,
Amari Cooper is very, very good. He just has no quarterback right now, and this team's just playing like crap. John Gruden is awful. Next game, I'm done with that game. Jets and the Colts, surprise shootout. Luck for 300 yards. Darnold almost for 300 yards. First game having over 50% completion rate for Sam Darnold. So,
yes, how about that? He looked pretty good.
Nothing for Corral. Went back down to earth with 13 for 40. Powell, nothing really. Jermaine Kearse, 9 for 94 on 10 targets, and that's because Quincy Enunwa is out with an injury right now. And I think the main benefactor here is sneaky one could be Terrell Pryor.
Yes,
5 for 57 and a touchdown on 6 targets. I like him a lot. And
Enunwa is going to be out for a while, probably.
I know, dude. All these guys I have are getting injured. It's unbelievable.
I know. The other side of the ball, Marlon Mack, he was the star running back, carried the ball 12 times for 89 yards.
Talked about him yesterday in the episode. Nothing for Jordan Wilkins at all.
Nope, zero.
Naheem Hines, I'm surprised he didn't get used more. It was mainly that. But Ebron seems to be a tight end one, and Doyle's out longer than we thought. And Ebron continues to do well every game.
He is taking advantage of Doyle being out. That he is.
I did have
Luck
my
is
Ebron takes. I'm pulling this out. I don't like usually doing this, but I did have those Ebron takes in the offseason saying I did like him. I was a little off him towards the end of the offseason. But I don't know. I think you can't count it really because I was off him as the season came on. I remember he was my boy, and I was like, Doyle's my boy. But Doyle's injured, so Ebron it is. Chalk it up. Chester Rogers, 10 targets, 4 catches. He didn't have any targets for the second half, I don't think. So he started off really slow in that game. And then a lot of other receivers got involved that I don't even want to list them all. Andrew Luck looks good, though. You can't say. Andrew
Luck looks good. He's chucking the ball a lot. 43 times he threw the ball.
Yeah,
so, that makes really his 4th straight game throwing the ball 40 or more times.
That's insane. And
that
is
insane.
He looks good. He does look good.
He's also riding a 3-game streak of 300 yards or more and multiple touchdowns. So he does look good.
That's more than good. That's like elite.
Speaking
of elite, Adam Thielen. Vikings, Cardinals. Wow. Adam Thielen once again has 100-plus yards, and that's 6th straight game. He's on pace to break records. 11 catches again. No one else had about 5 catches. This guy had 15 targets. Second most targets in the game was 5 to Diggs. And I'm upset about that. I don't understand.
Yeah, we were both high on Diggs at the beginning of the year, but I think they're double covering him and everything. So
that's what we were talking about before we started recording this podcast. They're double covering Diggs, so Thielen's in single coverage, and he's a very good route runner, and he's getting open. So I think now that teams are seeing what Thielen's doing, I think the game plan may switch a little bit and go to double cover Thielen in the slot and have Diggs on the outside in single coverage, which means this could be a possible buy low scenario for Diggs. So you buying low on Diggs right here? I think I am if I don't own him. I own him in a lot of leagues. I am buying low on Diggs. Why not?
If I don't own him, I don't want him right now.
You can see the asking price. Sometimes people, I know that's why you buy low. Buy low is not easy to do because the players that you're getting suck.
Right, and you're taking a chance that they would rebound. But
I'm pretty successful with my buy lows. I will say I want to buy low on Golden Tate. You wouldn't give them to me, and look what he did a career day after. You see, that's what happened. You hit or miss with these things.
Right. Dalvin Cook was inactive.
Yeah,
right? Murray did good. Murray had 24 carries for 155 yards and a touchdown. Murray did excellent with Cook being out.
Dalvin Cook is killing me. He's hurting me.
I know he is.
It hurts.
Say it every year. Every year, the injuries kill you.
Yeah. Other side of the ball, Mike McCoy, please get fired. If you any NFL players hearing this, please fire Mike McCoy. He does not know how to use David Johnson. David Johnson had a
I
touchdown
don't
again just
understand
because
that at
David
all.
Johnson's good. I don't understand either. Christian Kirk is definitely have a connection with Rosen, and I think he's getting a little like not his full potential due to Larry Fitzgerald. So next year, I said it before, I'll say it again. Christian Kirk's going to be a top 12 fantasy wide receiver next year.
Look at what Fitzgerald is doing. I understand what you're saying about Kirk, but look at what Fitzgerald doing. That's his fifth straight game with under 40 yards. Mr. Consistency.
It's not his fault. It's Mike McCoy.
No,
He's so
I
bad.
know it's not his fault, but
Offensive
it's just
coordinator, he
that
can't do
whole,
anything
that
about
whole
it.
team. David Johnson, Larry Fitzgerald, both of them been a disappointment.
It's something, yeah. And somewhat also disappointing was the Bears on Sunday. Losing to the Dolphins. Not even the Dolphins. It was Brock Osweiler and the Dolphins. Ryan Tannehill announced inactive like an hour before game 10.
Right.
Then Brock Osweiler comes in and goes 28 of 44 for 3 touchdowns. 2 deep ones to Albert Wilson.
380 yards passing. Come on, really?
Against the Bears defense. Khalil Mack's a little shaken up. Trubisky still looked good. 316 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Howard, nothing really. I mean, he didn't do that bad, to be honest. 14 rushes for 69 yards, and they were down a lot to the Dolphins, so they did have to pass the ball. That's why Cohen came in. But
Cohen looked good.
7 catches for 90 yards Cohen had, and he also had 5 for 31.
He had 121 yards total from scrimmage.
Yeah, it's insane. And I believe he had a touchdown. He had a 21-yard run touchdown. Allen Robinson got a touchdown.
Gabriel's for real.
I talked about him in the last episode. Go check that out. Yep. He's got a high floor and high ceiling. He cuts into Allen Robinson. I'm looking at this as a sell candidate for Allen Robinson, I think.
Touchdown. All of his 5 targets. He caught all of them for 110 yards.
Gabriel is good. Robinson, it's 5 for 64 and a touchdown on 6 targets. I am trying to sell Robinson if I do have him. I was trying to buy him a couple weeks ago. If you did buy him, sell him. That's how fantasy works. It's stock market. You buy and sell these stocks. Doesn't even matter what they are.
You got players that are frustrating too. How about on the other side of the ball? Well, I have Kenyon Drake in 2 leagues. He has done nothing. We talked about that yesterday too. Frank Gore is the lead back for Miami.
Outplaying him. He's
yes, I know. I don't understand it.
It's insane. 15 for 101 for Frank Gore. And Kenyon Drake, I don't even know. It's
Kenyon Drake is the more talented guy. We talked about that.
We did talk about this yesterday with Nate too. The coaching in the NFL right now is just not friendly for fantasy owners at all. No. You draft Kenyon Drake in the 4th round, 3rd round, some good leagues, and he does nothing for you. And now you can't do anything about that. Albert Wilson went off. Amendola, nothing really there. Stills nothing again. That still sucks. I was wrong on that. Devontae Parker also sucks. It wasn't anyone we thought. I mean, it's also Brock Osweiler, so I'm not taking much.
Parker hasn't even played much, has he? He didn't play in this game.
He's been injured and stuff. Speaking of injured, Josh Allen out for multiple weeks, no surgery. Buffalo versus Houston. Takeaways from this game, I don't want to spend a long time on because it is Buffalo. Buffalo sucks. McCoy did decent. Kelvin Benjamin targets doesn't really matter. I'm not touching any of that passing game. I feel bad for you if you have to start any of this passing game. There's definitely better options on the waiver wire. I swear there is. Houston, though, Deshaun Watson, not looking that great, but I think he's a good buy low right now because he's coming off these off games. Lamar Miller, nothing again. And Hopkins is Hopkins. Fuller got hurt. I don't even know. I hope he's okay. Kiki Kuti got 3 catches on 5 targets. So, like you said, this is what, 3rd straight game with 5 targets?
Yeah. When Peterman came in and he threw that touchdown, the Bills fans were like, "Oh yes, here we go!" And then toward the end, he threw them 2 picks. One was a pick 6, right? One was a pick 6. Yep.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
He threw a game-losing pick 6.
Yeah, he did. I remember. Yeah.
And then tossed the second one to close things out. So he's right back to where he was. Buffalo's just terrible.
To where he was. Wow. Yeah, they're definitely not good. And I want to talk about Cleveland, who also was looking promising, but they got destroyed against the Chargers, 38-14. Philip Rivers, MVP candidate so far, only 11 out of 20. Really weird to see that.
I mean, they got Melvin Gordon. He doesn't even have to throw the ball that much. He's good. Melvin Gordon is a beast. He's up there with Gurley. Them 2 are 1 and 2 right there.
Him. Here are the running backs right now. The running backs that are the best right now. It's Gurley. I'm surprised by that. We'll talk to him about him in a second. Melvin Gordon, who I was also high on in the offseason. I'm glad he's finally getting the work done. You got Kamara, who's still there. You can't say he's not. He's still there. There's 1 game with Ingram. I'm not letting that judge me. I want to see this week. He had a bye week. Yep. And then Saquon Barkley just because of usage. Saquon Barkley's getting all these catches. But Melvin Gordon, elite. Austin Eckler, still 7 for 60 rushing. Nothing on the passing game, which is a little weird to see. They didn't have to throw the ball. Like we said, 20 attempts. I'm buying low on all his passing game because there's not a lot of attempts. So Keenan Allen, another buy low. Other side of the ball, more buy lows. This is a buy low offense right now. Jarvis Landry and Callaway combined for, 19 targets and only 4 catches.
Right.
I had Callaway in DraftKings. I talked about it. He hurt me because none of these targets came down. But I think they're both buy low candidates. I think Landry's a great buy low candidate. Even though he's not clicking with Baker Mayfield right now. I think he has like 4 catches out of 20 something targets the past couple weeks with him.
Right. We talked about that the other night too.
Duke Johnson's getting used more. He had over 100 yards from scrimmage this game. He had 73 receiving yards and 36 rushing yards. Hyde went 14 of 34, and then Chubb went 3 of 25. Who's the better back, Dad? Put Chubb in for our dynasty team. Put Chubb in. We need Chubb. Give me some Chubby.
I know. I don't know what's going on there either. Mayfield's throwing the ball a lot. He is throwing the ball.
Njoku looks good. I'm happy. If you guys bought low on him, like I said last week, you're happy with that.
He had another touchdown, 7 for 55, 1 touchdown.
Speaking of another tight end who looks good, Dad, CJ Uzama. I don't know I don't pronounce that. I'm still not going to know how to pronounce that. I'm not going to look it up, too. I like mispronouncing every game. But he is playing nearly every single snap, and he's getting the usage. 6 catches on 7 targets, 54 yards. Eventually, he's going to start producing. He's going to be top 12. I think he's going to be a top 12 tight end rest of the year.
Wow.
I can see it. I like him. Boyd continues to be good. Same thing as A.J. Green, except for he had touchdowns and A.J. Green didn't. So A.J. Green still had over 10 points every single game, which you like to see. No bust, really. Mixon, he had a decent game together. Dalton had a decent game. This game went down to the wire. Vontez perfect. What's that guy doing?
This game, there was a good game because Dalton had 0 turnovers. He avoided mistakes. Even though he didn't get the win, it was a good game.
No turnovers for Ben Roethlisberger either. But the Vontez perfect. Did you see that hit he had on Antonio Brown with his elbow?
Yes, oh my goodness.
And then apparently, I saw today, he pointed at Juju saying, "You're next."
Yeah.
The next play. This guy has to get suspended or even, I say removed.
Yeah, you can't be doing that stuff.
That's not safe. That's not safe at all. But Big Ben, 369 yards, a touchdown. Smith-Schuster had 111 yards, and he had a touchdown that was not called a touchdown. It was 100% a touchdown. You couldn't tell me that was not a touchdown.
Right. Yep,
there was. He had. Antonio Brown looks elite. Vance McDonald looks really good. And Connor looks really good. So whenever Bell comes back, I want to see if they actually keep him or trade him. They have a bye week this week.
I don't know. How can they start Bell when Connor's playing fantastic?
I don't know. You're paying the guy a lot of money. Use him.
In a press conference when Roethlisberger was in there talking, he said, in being Connor's last game, because he was just joking around because Bell was supposed to come back, and Connor did good for his last game with us. So he was just joking around. But who knows what's going to happen when Bell comes back.
Even Connor said he was watching Lev Bell. They're all friends. Not line right now, but it's definitely weird to see. I don't know.
It is.
We'll have to definitely see how that goes, and I think that Le'Veon Bell has a good chance to get traded. I could definitely see it still. Next game, I want to talk about that. Tampa Bay, Atlanta. Winston, we already know he went off. I'm not going to talk about that. So if you got him when you should have got him last week, then good for you. Peyton Barber, resurgence. He had a touchdown, looked pretty good. Ronald Jones, people were telling you to buy low on him on other podcasts and stuff, and it doesn't look like they want to use him. I think they should have, but Barber looked good, so maybe Barber is going to be good from here on out.
Yeah, who knows?
Receiving game. We talked about tight ends both having a touchdown. Mike Evans had a bad game. We talked about that, I think, yesterday. So it's going to the Atlanta side of the ball, Dad. Matt Ryan looks good again.
Matt Ryan looks good. Still no touchdowns to Julio, but he looks good.
Yeah, I think Julio's just not allowed in the end zone. I think it's what's happening at this point. He has to stay at the 20-yard line and just watch. Because I think like Sanu and Ridley are getting in there, and he tries to go celebrate with them, and he's not allowed in an end zone. He doesn't know what it's like. I don't understand what's happening.
He's getting a volume. But he's just not getting the touchdowns. I don't understand.
143 on 14 targets with no touchdowns, where Hooper has 9 for 71 and touchdown.
Hooper looks good. Hooper, if you're looking for a tight end too, Hooper looks really good.
And then breaking news: Devonta Freeman sent to the IR, out for the year. So now it's Tevin Coleman and Ito Smith's show. Yes. How does Alex Collins and Buck Allen sound? Annoying and frustrating. I think that's how this is going to turn into too. Smith played more snaps than people anticipated him to play. So I think it's going to have a similar situation in Baltimore. So if you do have him, sell high. Right now it's a chance to sell high. I think if you're in a dynasty, you hold Coleman, obviously, because of next year. But you can possibly get some good offers for him. I have an offer I want to talk to you about after the show that we can possibly pull off. I doubt it, but it's possible.
All right.
Next game, we didn't talk about Sunday night game. What a game that was. Patrick Mahomes versus, I'm going to rephrase that. It was the GOAT versus Tom Brady. So, Patrick
I had a picture of Brady with Mahomes when he was a little kid.
Really?
So now here's a guy, you're with him when you're a little kid.
Happens all the time now. That was Jason Tatum and LeBron.
It does. Now you're playing against him. How about that?
Jason
and the
Tatum
kid looks good. Mahomes looks like a poised quarterback.
352 yards,
I
4
mean,
touchdowns, 2 picks. If you have him in Dynasty, trade him right now. His value is not going to get any higher. I think it's at a max value right now. You can definitely get some good offers for Mahomes right now. So I say you trade him.
this kid
Why
has no
not?
fear. He's got no fear. He's doing excellent.
He literally does not care. He does not give a crap. He
No,
throws the ball wherever.
nope.
Kareem Hunt looks good. Of course. This is my lucky fantasy this year.
Yeah.
As soon as I trade away Kareem Hunt, what happens? What happens?
Right. He had 185 total yards, 1 touchdown.
Same thing as last year. First game of the year against New England. He had mad receiving yards. He had 105 this game. Tyreek Hill. Wow.
Yeah, 3 touchdowns. Again.
The touchdowns he had were all crazy too. He's so fast. Yep. It's not even fair. Yep. It's not even fair in the field.
7 catches, 142 yards.
How does he not do that every single week?
I don't know.
Watkins 2 of 18, and I'm holding him. And people worry about Hunt. Don't be worried about Hunt. He's getting usage. No one else is close to him. Yeah. Tom Brady, elite. Don't want to talk about him. Sony Michel though, another game over 100 yards. Wow.
2 touchdowns. Yep.
He's the real deal. James White is good receiving back. 5 catches for 53 yards. Gronkowski had that one nice catch. Hogan. Finally, maybe 4 for 78 looked pretty good. It's because people are saying, "Oh, he's not the main focus of the defense." Now he goes off. That's not good, but I'm sure.
Gronk has been a big disappointment too. He's really not doing nothing.
I'm glad I traded him away.
It's really not.
I traded him away
at his price. What he was in the draft, no.
That's not what people said to be. A lot of people were wrong about that so far. It's a little shocking. This whole offense is shocking me because I was on Hogan. What has he done? Nothing. Cooper sucks. I don't want to talk about Cooper. I get mad.
Patriots started off rough. Patriots started off rough, and here they come.
So are you saying that you're the Patriots?
What's that?
Are you saying that you're the Patriots?
No.
Yes, you are. You start off slow. You start off slow, and now you're going hot. You're not saying you're the Patriots? You're very similar.
You could compare me to that because right now I'm hot, and I got to stay hot. You just need to be in the top 8 to make the playoffs, but you got a long way to go.
All right. Well, next game, we got 3 more games to talk about that. Let's try to wrap it through these boring-ish games. Baltimore, Tennessee. Tennessee offense sucks. I don't want any part of that. It sucks to have Corey Davis with no targets. Wow, he's bad. Mariota, I don't even know. That 11 sacks. 11 sacks. Baltimore had 11 sacks. Flacco, elite. We talked about that on yesterday's podcast. Collins had 2 touchdowns. Sell high on Collins.
Yeah, I don't understand that backfield at all. Crabtree, another touchdown.
693-1. John Brown got no real targets, 3 targets. Snead had more targets. He had 10 targets. Honestly, I think nowadays coaches are just playing game plans, so they don't have the film on it. But next game, Dallas, Jacksonville. We're not Cowboys fans. I don't want to talk about it.
I said in the beginning that Crabtree was the guy to own there anyway.
Yeah, you did. John Brown's better. I think.
Yeah, he's better, but I think Crabtree's the one. We'll see. I'm done with that game.
Let's talk about Jacksonville and Dallas. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it because I don't like Dallas at all. Dak Prescott.
No, but neither one of us does. But Dallas looked really good.
Didn't throw for 33 passes again. 183 yards. This guy cannot throw the ball, and he's gone in 2 years.
Yep.
1 year. Zeke looks good. 106 yards and a touchdown. 1 target. Beasley. What the heck happened there?
I don't know. He's Prescott's go-to guy right now, I would think.
Yeah, it looks like that.
I don't know.
That way. And Prescott ran the ball
9 catches, 101 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Prescott ran the ball 11 times. Other side of the ball, Bortles looks awful. 149 yards and a touchdown. This 1 interception. Yeldon wasn't able to get much going because they were down by so much. Keelan Cole, not much. 4 for 41.
Cole really had 1 good week. That's it. I mean, I don't even know what to make of that offense.
Passing offense does not look good. No. Last game, I want to talk about that. The best running back in football right now is Todd Gurley with the best team in football, 6-0. I don't even know, dude. The girl
they got so much talent. I mean, they're gelling. They got so much talent. Wide receiver
has like a sprained MCL. Like was supposed to come back in, and Kupp was like, "Oh yeah, I'm on IR." Just kidding. I want to play second half. Like he's a beast.
Yeah.
So good for him. Goff didn't have to throw the ball at all really because they were up by so much, and then Broncos made a late comeback. Robert Woods 100+ yards. Cooks had 53 yards, but they didn't really need to throw the ball that much. Other side of the ball, it was a good try by Keenum, and then Sanders had another touchdown called back, so he should have had 2 touchdowns for 7 and 8 and 116, I think. Lindsey and Freeman, they were down, so they were throwing, so Lindsey got 7 targets, and that's what happened. As many were 6 catches. So that's what it's going to be, but it's still like a 30-30 split in the backfield between all 3 backs.
Yeah. Demaryius Thomas had a touchdown, too.
I don't like Demaryius Thomas. So high.
No.
Any other takeaways from any of these games that we didn't touch on? We went through them decently quick. I hope to get.
No, I think we touched on them all pretty good.
Yeah. This week frustrating for me in fantasy, but we're gonna start 6 episode. I'm gonna win some bets, Dad. I'm not gonna.
You better do your homework before the next episode because
Definitely got to do a lot of
your,
homework.
your track right now is not very good.
Homework will be in progress, and I will say once again, code FSFF over at thequantedge.com to get those DFS winnings, and let me know if you guys win anything. Twitter's at JustinFSFF. Podcast Twitter's at FatherSonFF. Anything else you want to add, Dad?
Nope.
You're gonna lose all these bets this week. This is the turnaround week for me.
I don't care. I'm on a 3-week run against you right now.
This is a turnaround week where you're not gonna win. You're not winning a single bet.
My fantasy teams are better than yours, except in the
I will bet. I'll put a bet out right there right now.
No. What's it gonna be?
I will not lose a single bet this week. Is my bet.
Oh, that's a bet.
It's a bet I'm making about my bets. I'm not losing a single bet this week.
I'm writing it down right now. Put it on the table.
Put it on the table.
You're not going to lose any bet. You already lost your first one already. We ain't even started yet, and you lost your first one. Wow.
No, Thursday Night Football. Denver, Arizona. Disgusting. Play your studs. Play Sanders. Play Lindsey. Play Freeman. Play David Johnson, I guess.
Denver's going to beat him.
Yeah, Denver's going to beat him. And play Kirk and play I don't want to play Fitzgerald, but you may have to.
Bet number 1. Justin will not lose any bets this week. Wow, my
Week
gosh.
7, yeah. It's happening. All right, well, that's going to do it for us today, guys. We'll see you guys for the Start Set episode Saturday morning. And, yeah, we're out.